Welcome back to another crypto update for today. I will try to keep the format in 10 minutes as I discussed it with my good friend Marco yesterday. So I would also like to really encourage all my friends, because I'm only sharing this link here with my friends, that if you have any comments on how to make the video better, if you cannot see something properly or you don't like the format, please feel free to comment below the video and I will try to improve myself over the next ones I do. And for saying that, I will right away get into the updates for today. It's been quite a big day for the market, for the crypto market really today. We can see a big drop in the numbers. There has been today the publishing of the CPI numbers, the consumer price index, meaning basically we talk about inflation. And since they were again worse than expected or quite bad still, you can see the market dropping. Why is that? Consumer price index goes up, they increase the interest rate, meaning you will get more money holding it in a safe place like the banks. By that, you just pull out the money of the economy in order to stop the inflation. There is no money printing possible now either because we already printed shitloads of it in the last 2 years during Corona. So it's looking quite dark, and obviously people pull out their money of risky investments like crypto, especially, but also the stock markets. I can see that the stocks are not so much under pressure just yet. We see some declines definitely in some of them, but overall, would have expected something bigger. Oh, I can see Tilray running. That's something I want to look at. But let's focus on today on some of the crypto I want to talk about. So, starting with Bitcoin. We are looking at a drop now from 19,100 to down to currently sitting at 18,400. We visited even today, the lowest was 18,196, where the buying pressure gets quite big. And I mean, that makes sense. We have seen that already here once, twice, three, four, 5 times in these time, that at this level of 18,000 400, 200, or I would say around 18,000, we have big support for Bitcoin. Right now we're trading around 18,400. What is a bit obvious here right now is that we are still sitting here at this level. So there might be even more drop coming. Let's see what's gonna happen. This is not the first scenario. We had these numbers announced every month. The market's been usually dropping also in the past when this happened, when the numbers came out. Would be interesting actually to see. I will include it in a video tomorrow where I'll check when numbers get revealed and what happened that day. Um, but overall, I'd be very careful. But definitely, we're sitting now at a support level of Bitcoin. It would be important for it to hold the 18,500. If not, we still have support around 18 and 17 and a half, which we visited back in June. So if this level of 18 and a half is not holding, I would also consider support around the range down until 17 and a half thousand US dollars. Um, Moving down further then to Ethereum. Ethereum is quite at a critical level right now. We're looking at $1,223 at the moment. The critical level for me is 1,240, which we broke right now. We went from 1,300 down to even 1,200, which is also quite a big drop. Talking 8% in total right now at 1,220. Important is if we are closing today below 1240 is quite a bad indicator. Another thing though that can happen is obviously that we have this down trust, meaning we are going down but then straight up again, which is it's not unusual to have these setups, especially in this market. Reason for that is some people look at the same level. You look at 1240, you look at short to short it because it closes here and then it just goes long again. That counts for both direction. So that is why we always wait for it to see what's happening afterwards. We wait for the close. We're not starting to short here anything. by feeling, I would rather go long right now. If I would have to pick a side, but anyway, I'm not right now picking any sides because the market is just choppy. You want to wait for it to come down. You don't want to make too much trades right now in this environment, unless it's a really good setup, which we have some today as well, which I will introduce in the next 5 minutes. But really wait for the close, what's going to happen with Ethereum. If we are closing here at this level at 1220, I would you could either go long here with a very tight stop loss around 1180 and wait for it to maybe ride back up to 1300, have a relief bounce. I would expect a relief bounce here, but overall rather more downside at the moment because with the macro environment we're looking at, I don't really see any big reason to be extremely bullish in the market. Now we look at some setups which I think are quite favorable. And I really want to emphasize here the love and the real great use case of technical analysis. All the things you see here have been like the levels or the range levels, as I call these green boxes of interest, have been drawn before from me. So this is nothing I'm adding uh, only for the purpose of the video. So these are things I'm watching generally by myself, and therefore I really love how greatly accurate they are, even in cases like that. So that's exactly what I'm looking for in these kind of markets. As we know from a previous trade, we went short on Raven on the 6th of October. We entered here at 3.6 cents. The trade is now for me closed, would have been closed at 2.9. That's a nice 20% down with the leverage of 4. We have 80%, made $80. I mean, 80% is a massive return in 1 week. Who makes 80%? So that's great. Why do I close here? I mean, we really are now here sitting at support in the range of 2.9 to 2.7, I would say. Closing it here at 3. Why? Because I feel like there might be some bounce for almost everything. We can see it already went down to 2.8 cents. Now we're almost at 3 cents again. So really taking money is always a good choice. Making the mistake of not taking any profit, either for a short or a long, is a sure way of not making any money. Most people have to learn that. I guarantee you, most people have to learn it the hard way, like everyone. If you don't sell your crypto and your holdings or stocks when they are in plus, and you just sell them in a minus, it doesn't really matter how much money you had at some point because only realized profit is actual profit. And that's why I like to really sell usually either on the way. When we talk about a short, I like to sell portions of either my investment on the way down. So if it goes down 30%, I already have. So when I enter the trade here, it's 3.6. The target is kind of exactly at this range. So I sell some probably already here at 3.3. I sell some maybe at 3 now. I could have left some open and let it run, but to be honest, I think 80% is a great win, and that's it. I take it happily. So Raven right now hit the level very well. Could be for a bounce up. I wouldn't, in the market right now, I wouldn't take the bounce here anymore. CHZ broke down, lost the support at 18 cents. It went down perfectly to the level of 16 cents. I even had here a little note. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Buy at 0.1. That's something you can see in here. I'm just gonna make the text bigger now. Buy at 0.16. So the main level for ZHZ I had was 16 cents. So we can see that today it dropped from 19 cent down to 16.35. I think it was a great way to take a short-term relief also because we had the support of the 200 moving average here. So I entered here a trade for around, let me see, it was 16.4 cents. We're already at 17.5, so there's already like a good win on that trade, which was entered around an hour and a half ago. Would I enter it right now? No. I think this was a good entry here. I will consider that it might rebound to around 18, 18.5 maybe, but then I expect rather more downside than upside. So it was a good trade to enter. Why? Because 200 MA support, as well as the horizontal support at around 16. So that kind of aligned with each other. You can see both of it has been hit. Now good bounce. It had quite a big loss. So that was good to enter. Right now, no. I'm riding this one really short term until 18. Uh, and that's it. Atom, like a lot of these altcoins have really a similar setup. So they have taken massive, quite big downside throughout the whole day today in the morning, CET time. Right now they're bouncing back. Let's see what's gonna happen in the next hours and next days. For Atom, big drop in the last 4 days. So we see Atom went from 13.2 down to even today until 10.5. So we have a 20% drop within 4 days. It's quite an important level here at 10.5, which it hit perfectly. It went down until, yeah, 10.55. Now bouncing back up to 11. The level at $12 was kind of important, so I really would look here at Atom, waiting for it, maybe to go back up to $12. If it goes at $12, it hits quite a big resistance, and I would look for a short around $12. Right now, it can even break down further or not, so I would really wait for 12 to hit and short it then from 12. Um, I've, yeah, period. That's kind of the best way to do that right now. Then we have XRP. XRP, same, like great setup like CHZ. It just massively dropped from 48 cents down to 44 cents. It's a 10% drop within 1 day for a fairly coin that was quite bullish within the last days. Just zooming in here a little bit. So we also had a similar setup as CHZ. We have the kind of bullish scenario we had in the last days. The volume, let's have a quickly look at the volume. So you can see here the green volume is quite big. The red one is slightly smaller than the green one. Now in the last days we had more pressure, obviously, but I really want to say that XRP is bullish as long as it holds itself around 44 cents, 44.3 cents, which it did right now perfectly. It went these 10% down. I have opened a very short-term bounce as well at 45.6, so I didn't hit it perfectly, but really having entered the trade around slightly over the 200 moving average, I would set my stop loss around 43.5 maybe. Otherwise, we're already in a plus here. It already went up 1 cent since then. So 2.5% move, very good. I will expect it to probably visit 48 cents and then maybe go down lower depending on what the market will do in the next days. So here again, waiting for it. What's happening? Would I enter any long right now? No, it's too late. You want to really catch it in these areas. Either you have your orders placed already in the beginning, or you're kind of lucky and are awake and see the market coming down during that time. But really here the same. Again, I want to emphasize we have here a horizontal support at exactly this 45 to 44 range. We have the 200 daily MA aligning perfectly with it. So that's a strong support, and that's why I think it was good for a long. As well as the CPI numbers always kind of come with these downturns or these massive panic selling, I would say almost, and it just aligns in this case really well. Is there any other coin I want to cover? Not really. I have Matic as well. I wanted to maybe look at. It also went down big from 80 cents in the morning down to 72 cents. It's another 10% drop. If you would have catched it around that area, I think would have been a good maybe long opportunity. Now looking at the numbers here, I have set my previous level around 70 cents. That was not perfectly hit. Now looking at where it bounced at 72 cents, if I look at this, we had this bounce here. We had also here, you can see these volume candles, which happened at 72 cents, as well as here a little level. So maybe 72 seems to be more of a support than 70, and we can almost consider this a down trust, which I talked about in the beginning. So let me just maybe move my level a little bit up here because I think it's quite valid to say the range is more around here. And this is exactly this little trust I was talking earlier. So sometimes the price just drops below, even closes there, wants you to go short because the level has been hit, but then it just goes back up the very next same day and liquidates you if you have been short. That's why you always careful. So now again, Matic 75 cents. I wouldn't risk any long here anymore because the risk reward ratio is just too low. And the other one is BNB. BNB is still sitting at support. 262 is the support level. It went down to 257. I think BNB is a strong. It also went down in the last week from 290, almost 300 now to 262. So this is something which I still would consider maybe a good long, even at the 262 level. Stop loss around 254. And that's it for today. I went 60 minutes. Sorry for that, but I think it was really a few good trades here. So right now, if you want to take a trade, BNB might be still a good one right now. For the others, I would rather wait for the setup. I'll update you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for all my friends who are watching the videos. Cheers.